Hi, I'm Nick Patuto, and this is News 6, News for 6th graders. Today, Mr. Bridinger's 6th grade of St. Joseph's in Tiffin reports about their school and community. The county took its name from the Seneca Indians that roamed this land before white men went beyond the Ohio River. Simon Girty was probably the first white man here. He was kidnapped at the age of 14 and raised as a Seneca Indian in 1755. Bloody and bitter Indian wars was the scene of our region during the 1700s. The history of Tiffin goes back to 1812. The Indian Maiden is a familiar bronze statue standing on Frost Parkway near Miami Street in Tiffin. It marks the site of Fort Ball, which was a military depot of the War of 1812. In 1820, Josiah Hedges bought a piece of land on the south bank of the river opposite Oakley, a settlement founded by Erastus Bowie. He called it Tiffin in honor of Edward Tiffin, first governor of Ohio, and man who fought hard and brilliantly to win statehood for the Ohio Territory. The population of Tiffin is 21,596, and Seneca County has a population of 60,696. The two largest cities in Seneca County are Tiffin and Fostoria. Judy.
The Tiffin Hatchery is located on St. Francis Avenue. It is owned by Fred Steinhauser and is well taken care of. This hatchery is a very clean place and has many chickens. Some people kill their chickens because chicken feed is too high in price, but the Tiffin Hatchery doesn't kill their chickens. They either sell them or let them grow and reproduce. The only time they will destroy their chickens is when they are sick. Moe Bridge was built in 1851. It is no longer usable but still stands. Its rustic beauty is located on Sandusky County Road 9, just a few miles north of Seneca. Sandusky County line off State Route 53. The bridge has been taken care of by Sandusky County Historical Society. The sun shines in from the cracks in the walls. The construction has weathered well through the years. The bridge has been standing for 122 years and is still standing. People from all over come to see it. Under the bridge is a clean flowing creek. The bridge is especially beautiful in the fall with colored leaves in the background. Under the bridge is a cement block holding it up. Gerald.
William Harvey Gibson, born May 16, 1821, came to Seneca County that same year when his parents settled in Eden Township. He was destined to become an active figure in the development of Tiffin and Seneca County throughout a period of 50 years. Reared on a farm, he worked as a carpenter with his father. Eventually, he began studying law, but as a lawyer, he did not attain eminence. It did not seem to be his field. However, politics was. While still in his teens, he became a much sought-after stump speaker for the Whigs. When he was 32, he was the Whig candidate for the Attorney General. Gibson reached his peak with the outbreak of the Civil War. He was active in the cause of the Union. Locally, he was active in the organizing of the 49th, one of the outstanding regiments in the state. He commanded a brigade and a division in the Army that saw 42 conflicts. After the war, he again became active in public affairs such as holding various public offices and being the chief of the 1st Volunteer Fire Department. Gibson died November 22, 1884, and was accorded the most elaborate military funeral ever held in Tiffin. The Hedgesboro Park was built many years in the name of Joseph Hedges. There are many acres of land in Hedgesboro Park. There are hills, creeks, bridges for cars and people, and underground rivers. They built a monument of Joseph Hedges in the opening of the park. A pool was built with a baby pool next to it, and it is the biggest pool in Tiffin. They have built basketball courts, Tiffin courts, shuffleboards, and baseball fields. In spring, people play baseball, tennis, shuffleboard, and have picnics. In the summer, people go swimming. They have programs in the summer, too, like swimming lessons and swim team. In fall, football teams use the fields for practice. In winter, there is a flooded piece of land for ice skating and hills for sledding. Many men helped build the park, and in 1972, a monument was built in honor of R.U. Jocko Huffman, who dedicated 50 years of his service to the youth of Tiffin. But now the peak is open 8 o'clock a.m. to 11 o'clock p.m., and there are still many games to play in Hedges Ballpark and many things to do. Jenny.
In 1913, on March 25th, 26th, and 27th, Tiffin witnessed one of its most disastrous floods in all of its history. 19 people lost their lives and many things were damaged. Real and personal property loss totaled up to be $1,000. There were 4 churches that were either damaged or carried away, 46 houses swept away, 2 factories and 10 factories damaged. 500 homes were destroyed. 46 barns were swept from off their foundations. 69 places of businesses, 2 auto garages, and 6 river bridges in city limits. Ellis Street's bridge was the first bridge to go down. The railroad bridge was the only route from the east to the west side of town. Food and shelter came for more than 500 people from friends, fellow townsmen, St. Francis Home, the Ursuline Convent, and the old parish hall at St. Mary's Church. Hard work began in making plans for a wooden bridge, widening the river, and stopping danger of its diseases and epidemics resulting from dead animals and clogged sewers. The state legislature had passed a law authorizing the flood-stricken Tiffin to take emergency action on April 19th. Bridges were built back up, and this time the flood walls were put up to prevent such a thing happening again. To this very day, we can all watch the rising tide rise and fall to see to a safe margin below flooding. Are we prepared of this should happen again? Diana Durr first began her baton twirling lessons when she was in 2nd grade. Eventually, she entered contests and competed against other twirlers. She had received a total of 28 trophies plus 3 medals. Some of the events she received these awards in are solo baton, duets, and hoop competition. She has twirled with the team at the state fair and did a solo number at Calvert High School during their football halftime. She also performed at away games. Diana hopes to become a majorette at Calvert when she gets into high school. Now we are very happy to tell you that Diana is going to perform for us today. Diana.
Many people of Tiffin and the surrounding area do not realize that there is a product right here that is not only famous all over the United States, but all over the world as well. This product is the well-known Tiffin glass manufactured by the Tiffin Glass Company. It is doubtful that many people know the true drama behind the development of glass industry since the early ages. Glass itself is as old as the earth. Long before man was able to manufacture glass artificially, he shaped objects by hand from the glasses formed by nature. The commonest of these, obsidian, is of volcanic origin. Man and nature are partners in the miracle that transforms a handful of sand and a pinch of red lead and potash into a beautiful creation of world-famous Tiffin crystal. The manufacturing of one piece of crystal can combine the varied skills of more than 60 people. The Tiffin Company began in 1891. At the same site it is located today, 4th Avenue and Vine Streets. Today we can point out that we do have a quite well-known industry in our city which has brought fame to its product and also to the town itself. I'm Nick for Judy, Gerald, Jennifer, Diane, and Mr. Bridinger's 6th grade, and this has been News 6, News for 6th graders.